Welcome to Winging It. We're playing Arkham Horror the card game today. This is Return to the Depths of Yoth with Wini and Jackie. If you look in the links below, you can see my deck upgrade video, but I'll go ahead and quickly flash their decks. Here is Wini's deck. And Jackie's deck. Alright, so let's get to it. We'll go ahead and draw up opening hands. Winnie will get lockpicks. Okay, that's a great start. Watch this. Pilfer, quick thinking, and backstab. Alright, there's a part of me that wants to keep the backstab, but I really need to get a good ally. I think we can evade anything that shows up, so we'll go ahead and we'll just throw away all these cards. Watch, this is good, but there are still more important cards. Alright, so we'll keep the lockpicks. We'll draw 4 more cards. Oh, I put these down here to remind myself. So I actually get 9 resources because at the end of the day, another $. So thank you, permanents, for reminding me. Alright, we get a quick thinking. Anything you can do better. Sneak by, and Opportunist, leveled up Opportunist. Alright, so not a great collection of cards, but we at least have our lockpicks. I mean, anything you can do better is good, it's just I would rather get set up. We have these, I have 9 resources burning a hole in my pocket. Alright, Jacqueline. We get Dark Future, which we'll replace. We got the Shriveling. Okay, we're ready to do some combat. We got the Recharge. Voice of Raw, Guts, and Internal Injury. We'll go ahead and... Okay, and a Deny Existence level 5. Wow, that is quite a collection of cards. But we really do need to get some cluing cards in. I'm inclined to keep the Shriveling. Keep the Guts. Yeah. I'm going to keep the Guts because we can just commit it and to a willpower test and draw cards. Now, we'll go ahead and actually... I'd like the better chance to try and hit a card right now. I was thinking that I could commit it, but what am I going to commit it to until we have a willpower test? So, okay, we get Relic of Ages, Read the Signs, we got 1 clue card, and the 4 of Cups. Okay, well, at least I'm happy that we threw away that Guts, because we got the 4 of Cups. We just got to put right into play. Alright, so let's take a look at the agenda and the act. We are starting on Agenda 2A because of our Fury. How much Fury do we have? Let me check my handy dandy Arkham cards app. Alright, we are at 9 Yigs Fury. So we got Agenda 2A, Horrific Descent. Hisses begin to emanate from the tunnels all around you. Snake eyes glare at you from the dark as you attempt to avoid encountering the creatures that remain in this realm. You weave in and out of narrow tunnels and hide behind broken down walls and crumbling pillars. And we're looking at a 3 doom threshold. Okay, and our act, which is the only act, is Journey to the Nexus. An action, if there are no clues on your location, you can explore. Draw the top counter of the exploration deck. If there's a connecting location, put it into play and move to it. So it used to be in the original version of this, there was no treacheries. There's not 1 treachery that gets shuffled in every single time. And it just kind of slows you down. Okay, objective. At the end of the round, if investigators at the steps of Yoth possess the requisite number of clues, which is 6, they may advance. Beware, any investigator who is not at the steps of Yoth will be defeated. Alright. So there we go. Alright, and then finally, we reveal their starting location here, which is the bridge over Nakai. Gets +1 Shroud for each Vengeance points in the victory display. It is 2 Shroud, 2 clues, and we have to get them. Got my handy dandy action trackers from Arbits are out there now. And then I will point out that I do have the scenario reference card out here so we can track our depth level, which is depth level 0. Alright, so we'll have Winnie go first. Alright, first action, she'll spend 3 resources to put out her lockpicks. Okay, second, she will exhaust her lockpicks. She's investigating at 5, 6, 7, 8 V2. We are going to commit quick thinking and opportunist. And we will use Jacqueline's ability because why not? I don't think Jacqueline wants to use her ability on Voice of Ra. Okay, so we're not going to use that. We get to draw a card from committing 2 cards, and we get Gregory Gry. Perfect. Because we weren't rich enough already. Alright, so here we go. Alright, again, we were at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The skull is the depth level, which is -1. So we definitely pass by 2 or more, because we get the opportunist back, and we get our quick thinking to go off. So we get another action. Okay, so we'll spend 3 more resources to put out Gregory Gry. For our last action, the question is, can we if we're investigating what? 3 versus 2, up by 1? I think I'm just going to draw a card, and then we can work on getting... Oh, we did get this clue. It wasn't just cards that we did that for. We'll just draw a card for our last action. Oh, reckless. Oh man, I hate that card so much. Alright, so she loses 2 resources. So some people say don't draw last action. Alright, so Jacqueline is going to action 1, play Voice of Ra using her ability. So we're going to resolve 5 tokens, cancel 2. See, we already get a resource, playing Voice of Ra. And then we reveal 5 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. I always feel like the Elder Sign should give you a resource. But anyway, we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we didn't reveal this last one. Okay, so we just get 2 resources from the Elder thing. Alright. Second action, we will just play the, we'll spend 3 resources to play a Shriveling. Last action, we will just draw a card. And she gets a Crystal Pendulum. Nice. Alright. Wini will get, watch this, and replenish some of our resources maybe. Jacqueline will get Rite of Seeking. Okay. That's good. Alright, we're 1 of 3 due. Wini will get Bathphobia. Test 1 willpower. Gets +1 difficulty, where X is the current depth level. If you fail, take 2 horror. So it's a 2 willpower. She's at 1 willpower. We will commit, watch this, with 3 resources, and anything you can do better. And we'll, I threw those off Gregory Gry. We're using 3 resources from Gregory Gry, and we'll put 2 on watch this. And we get to draw a card. We're committing 2 cards, and we get our first copy of 3 Aces. Alright, so we are at 6, 7, 8, beat 2. Okay, we get the Elder Sign. Great. We get watch this back and anything you can do better back. A lot of cards in our hand now. We pass the test. We get the 1, 2, 3 from Gregory Gry and the 1, 2, 3, 4 from watch this. So reckless. You have no power over us. All right, and then Jacqueline will get a Pit Warden. So it says, if Yig is in play, spawn the Pit Warden at Yig's location. Otherwise, place Pit Warden in the pursuit area. So we'll just make this the pursuit area over here. All right, so they are in pursuit. So I think Jackie goes first, or Wini goes first. We will exhaust lockpicks. We're going to use Jacqueline's ability. We're going to cut Reckless. And we'll use 3. You'll get 3 resources off Gregory Gry. So we are at 5, 6, and 8 to beat 2. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we can take the 2 skull tokens to be -2. And we get the clue. We clear Reckless. And we get the 3 resources from Gregory Gry. Good deal. Alright, now we can, that was our first action. Second action, we'll go ahead and, we use Jacqueline's ability. We'll go ahead, 2 skull tokens. I'm thinking of Olive. I've been playing too much Olive lately. 1 skull token. Alright, I've been playing Mateo in another campaign. Alright, so we are exploring. And we get the Steps of Yoth. Does that connect? It does connect. It's a 3 shroud, 0 clue location. And for a free trigger, when adding to the current dev level, if an investigator of the Steps of Yoth possesses same clues as a group, an investigator of Steps of Yoth crosses rope off from his or her supplies, and 1 additional resource for the current depth level. We do not have rope. Nothing we can do. Alright, so that is where we're trying to go to, but it doesn't help us right now. So we will go ahead and explore again. All right, we get the Bright Canyon. All right, so actually, wait, does this connect? It does not connect. Just kidding. Okay. The Halls of Heresy does connect. Okay. This is a 4th round, 2 clues. While an investigator is in the Hall of Heresy, it is considered to be in the victory display for the purpose of counting vengeance. It's got vengeance 2. 4th round, 2 clue location. And this connects to the next to Mackay. It does not connect to the bridge over Mackay. So. We will make us a little line here. So we did see Jacqueline. Jacqueline could explore from the bridge over Mackay, because these two locations from the Halls of Heresy aren't going to do it for us. But we'll see. I think she definitely wants to get out her Right of Seeking and her Crystal Pendulum. So we'll take 2 actions to do that. So 1, 2 for the Crystal Pendulum. And then we'll spend 1, 2, 3, 4. The Right of Seeking. Alright, and last action, I guess she will explore as well. They're both fairly safe to be off on their own. So let's see. Okay, we get the Bright Canyon. Okay, that's the circle we saw before. It's connected both of those. This is the 2 shroud. 4 clues, and after you enter the Bright Canyon, if you're poisoned, take 1 damage. Check your supplies. If you have binoculars, discover 2 clues, the Bright Canyon. That would be Wini who has the binoculars. So, there we go. Wini will draw. She gets Quick Thinking. Jacqueline will draw. Deny existence, level 5. She fears nothing. Okay, to do. Wini will get a Brood of Yig. It's a 2/3/2. Hunter, Brood of Yig gets +1 fight for each vengeance in the victory display, which is 2 right now, actually. But not +2 evade, so not too bad. We can sneak by that guy. Alright, and then, okay, Jacqueline will get Lightless Shadow, test 1 agility. It gets +1 difficulty, where X is the current depth level. If you fail, take 2 damage. So she's going at 2v2. Let's take the damage. We can deny existence on it later. We'll tap the Crystal Pendulum. So we're going to say we fail by 2. We're going to say we basically failed the test. So we are at 2v2. -2. We failed the test. We take 2 damage. And we draw a card, which will be Voice of Ra. Alright. Alright, so Jacqueline would like to get 2 clues and get to Steps of Yoth if she can, and then we believe... yeah, so she will use Ray of Seeking using her ability. We're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to beat 2. What is it? Does it get plus extra shroud? No? Alright. 23 tokens. Pick 1. Alright, we'll pick the 0. It's fine. We get 2 clues. And, then we will move and move. Alright, let's see if Wini can do great things here. I don't know how she can actually get... Well, she can use anything you can do better to get the clue. Okay, so she is evading right now at 5v4, because... No, he doesn't get anything bonus. Okay, so he's at 5v2, she's at 5v2. She will commit... she's going to play Sneak By to get 2 resources to evade. We're going to commit Opportunist and Watch This. That gets her to 5, 6, 7 versus his 2. That seems pretty okay. Well, you put 3 Gregory Gry, and we'll 3 and Watch This. To draw a card from the commits, we get a Backstab. Suppose we can backstab this guy. Doesn't work out. Alright, so 5, 6, 7 to beat 2. -2. We do succeed by 2. So we get the Opportunist back. We get 3 resources from Gregory Gry. And then we get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from Watch This. Brood of Yig is evaded. Alright. So now we will lockpicks for our second action. We will commit Opportunist and Quick Thinking. We get to draw a card for committing 2 cards. We get another lockpicks. Nice. Alright, we are at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, up by 6. Okay, that is the Elder thing. If there's 3 or more Vengeance in the victory display, we would automatically fail. Otherwise, it's just -2. There's only 2 Vengeance in the victory display. So we pass. We get the Opportunist back. We get an extra action back because we succeeded by 2. We do get the clue. So, pretty good stuff. We'll take our next action to investigate. We'll commit Anything You Can Do Better and Opportunist. We'll draw a card. which is Chuck Fergus. Good deal. All right, we are at 3, 9, 10 to beat 4. Zero. Good deal. Alright, so we got this clue. We have enough clues to advance. We will take our last action to move into the Steppes of Yoth. And it is at the end of the round that we would be able to advance. And Wini will draw. She gets a backstab. She's got 2 of those now. Don't think she needs them. Both. Jacqueline will get a fearless. We are advancing at the end of the round, so we spend our 6 clues. Okay. We add 1 resource to the current depth level. If the current depth level is 5+, it is not, and you are playing campaign mode. Okay. Otherwise, perform the following: each investigator not in Steppes of Yoth is left behind and is defeated. Okay. Each surviving investigator loses each of his or her clues. Move each enemy in play to the pursuit area. All right. So this Brood of Yig goes to the pursuit area. Okay. Remove all doom from locations in play. And should set each of the locations of play in the exploration deck outside of the play area. Investigators are not defeated during this process. Draw a random set-aside location other than the Steppes of Yoth, put it into play, and place each surviving investigator at the location. Create the new exploration deck containing the same way we did before, and then flip this back over. Journey as deep as you can. Alright, so I'll do the setup, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are, the next depth level. We start off at the Bright Canyon again. So if you're poisoned, take 1 damage, 2 shroud, 4 clues. Check your supplies if you have binoculars. Discover 2 clues on the Bright Canyon. That is Wini. We'll just verify that. The doom advances. And we get... you pass through a cracked earthen clearing that once might have been a plaza. Standing half collapsed in the center of the plaza are the remains of a stone fountain, dry as a bone. At the very bottom of the fountain's basin is a glob of black, syrupy ooze. Find the enemy in the pursuit area with the highest evade value and spawn it at the location where the investigators began this depth level. Check your supplies. If an investigator has a canteen, that investigator must decide. Doesn't matter, we don't have a canteen. Alright, so the highest evade value would be the Brood of Yig. We'll spawn it, I suppose, here is fine. Put it on Wini, she can evade it. And then we get Endless Caverns. You're convinced of it now. These caverns are without end. They must span the entire of the subterranean layer of the earth. Will you ever reach the Nexus? Will you ever make it home? And it's a 4 doom threshold. Alright, let's get some encounter cards going. Wini will get Best Laid Plans. You can either lose 2 actions or shuffle the top card of the encounter deck into the exploration deck. That is a good question. It is going to slow us down mightily. I am going to shuffle the top card into the exploration deck. Alright, Jacqueline will get Serpent from Yoth. Oh my goodness. Okay. He's a 3/5/3. While there's 1 or more vengeance points in the victory display, it gains Retaliate. And then it has extra for 2 and 3, but we don't have any of that, so we're just going to kill. That's what we're here to do. So, alright. Well, that changes things a bit. Just a little bit. Wini will spend 3 resources to play Chuck Fergus. She'll take an attack of opportunity, which will kill Gregory Gry. She'll put Chuck Fergus into play. That's her first action. Alright. Wish I had more agility icons. Alright, she will backstab, spending 3 resources, making it fast. She'll backstab Brudivier making it fast. And she gets the combat boost. So she's at 5, 6, 7 to beat 2. +1. Okay, she'll get the backstab back into her hand at the end of the round, and this guy is dead. Alright. We'll take another 3 resources to backstab the Serpent from Yoth. We don't have a boost here. I think Jacqueline will commit the Relic of Ages. So we are just at, well, 5v3 is fine. No, we'll just go 2 up. We don't care about getting this card back into our hand. So 2 up using Jacqueline's ability. We'll stab Jacqueline for 3 damage if we fail. So again, we're up by 2. All right, we'll take the 0. Although any of this would have worked. I should have used the Crystal Pendulum, but I didn't. Okay, and that's 3 damage on the Serpent from Yoth, and we will get the backstab back into our hand at the end of the round. Okay, we have one more action. We will use the Binocular action to get 2 clues. Alright, good deal. So, Jacqueline will use Shriveling, action 1, on the Serpent from Yoth. She'll commit Fearless to this. So she is at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that is the Elder thing. We are successful. We do take a Horror, and then we heal 2 Horror because of the Fearless. And the Serpent from Yoth is dead and into the victory display. Alright, that's pretty good. He's dead quickly. So then do the Crystal Pendulum. I think we'll just take a card for our next action. Okay, we get Arbiter Fates. Love to play it, but more important right now is to use her Right of Seeking, I think. So we're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to beat 2. Ends her turn, but we still get the clues. So we got 4 clues already out of the 6 that we need. Okay, Wini will draw the Moon. And Jacqueline will get another Deny Existence. Alright, we're at 1 of 4 doom. Wini will get Vengeful Serpent. After you draw a Vengeful Serpent, you draw each Vengeful Serpent in the victory display as well. So there's a penalty for killing him, but we're just going to evade. It's not a big deal. Alright, and then Jacqueline will get Children of Valusia. Put Children of Valusia into play and next to the agenda deck. Each Serpent enemy gains +1 fight and +1 evade. At the end of the round, discard 1 copy of Children of Valusia from play, max once per round. Alright, so I think we evade this and just explore. Let's see, we could evade. We're just at 5v2. 5v3. We'll commit Backstab and Opportunist. We'll use Jacqueline's ability just to make sure we don't lose either of those things. This is action 1. To draw a card, we got, watch this. Three tokens. -1, 0. I keep forgetting Crystal Pendulum. Alright, we'll take the 0 either way. So we get the Opportunist back. It's evaded. We are going to spend 3 resources. Put down the moon. And then we will take an action to explore. We'll get a Brood of Yig. Well, that's what we shuffled back in. So, a little bit not happy about that. But whatever. Okay, so Jacqueline will spend 3 resources to put down Arbiter of Fates. She will use a Shriveling Charge on the Brood of Yig using Arbiter of Fates. She's at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We will say that we pull a 0 with the Crystal Pendulum. It's a fight of 3. Alright, we'll take the +1. That's 2 damage onto the Brood. Okay, action 3. Do we want to use another Shriveling Charge on the Brood of Yig? I guess we will. Alright, so we're still at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Elder Thing. He's dead, and we take Horror. And that was a fairly wasted round, but I guess we dealt with the encounter deck. Should have lost those 2 actions earlier. Alright, Vengeful Serpent re-engages. And Wini will get Expedition Journal. And Jacqueline will get Ray Seeking. Good to see that again. Although we can't really afford it, but we could Voice of Ra. Alright. Okay, and Children of Valusia is gone. Alright. So Wini will evade the Vengeful Serpent. She will use, she'll commit Watch This and Opportunist. Gambling 3 resources. On the Watch This, we will use Jackie's ability. So we're at 5, 6, 7, 8. 2. Oh, we get to draw a card, which is all in. Okay, +1. Oh, 2 more tokens. This is the way it rolls. Auto fail and 0. We have to take the +1 and the 0. We get the Opportunist back. We get the 6 resources from Watch This. We're back flush with that. And this guy is evaded. Alright. Action 2, we will spend 2 resources to put down the Expedition Journal. You do not exhaust the Expedition Journal, but I'm going to do it anyway just to remind myself that I've used this action. So we can take an Explore. So, Explore, we get Steps of Yoth. It does not connect. Okay, the Halls of Heresy does connect. It's 4 Shroud, 2 Clues. While Investigators there counts as Vengeance. So, we have one action left. I think Jacqueline can just come in and use her her right of seeking. So we'll go ahead and spend 3 resources to play her other copy of Lockpicks. And she's set up to be able to do some bigger cluing turns in the future. Alright, Jacqueline, action 1, will move in. We want to be able to play our other right of seeking, so we will play Voice of Ra, which gets her 1 resource. We'll tap Arbiter of Fates, so we can use our ability to look at 5 tokens. Always pull the Elder Sun on that. Okay, but we do get for the autofill, right? Yes. Okay, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get 4 more resources. That's pretty good. That was our second action. And then third action, we'll use Right of Seeking. We will, I guess, Crystal Pendulum, saying we're going to get a 0. We are at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to beat 4. Okay, Skull is -2, ends our turn, but we still get the 2 clues. And now we've got enough, if we can just get to the depths, Steps of Yoth, we've got enough that we're ready to go. And Wini will draw, slip away. And Jacqueline will get another Crystal Pendulum. We're at 2 of 4 too. And Wini will get a Cursive Yig. So it put Recursive Yig into your play area. You get -1 fight, -1 health, and gain the Serpent trait. Test at 2 willpower. It gets +1 difficulty for each vengeance point in the victory display. If you succeed, discard Cursive Yig. So we're not really using our combat stat that much. So Bathophobia. This is for Jacqueline. Test 1 willpower. Gets +1 X difficulty, where X is the current depth level. So the current depth level is 2, so it's 3. So she's at 5, 6, 7. And if you fail, you take 2 horror. So 7 versus 3. Zero. She passes. Alright. Because that's how mystics roll. Alright, Wini will go first. She is going to use the Expedition Journal. We'll get Steps of Yoth. Awesome. Okay. There they be. So we don't have anything else to do with our turn. We will just try to draw to get more useful cards. So she'll draw. She gets another copy of 3 aces. And then she'll draw and get a Nimble. We really want her to get her Lucky Cigarette cases out. Alright, so Jacqueline, action 1, will move into the Steps of Yoth. Action 2, she'll spend 4 resources to play her other Right of Seeking. I think we just draw a card. We'll get Robes of Endless Night. Great. Love to put that into play. Wini will draw. Lucky Cigarette case. There it is. And Jacqueline will draw a Guts. They're going to advance, spinning all their clues. Same as before, I will set it up and be right back. Okay, welcome back. Take a look at the new location is Caverns of Yoth. After it enters play, place clues on it equal to the current depth level, which is 3. So it's going to have 5 clues on it with a 1 shroud. This would be a good time to have Pilfer. Which maybe we can get, actually. Alright. So we added Doom. We're at 3 of 4 Doom. And Wini will draw Ill Omen. Choose a location where there's at least 1 investigator. Place 1 Doom at that location. Each investigator that chooses the location takes 1 horror. Alright, so we have to put it here, but it doesn't matter because, I mean, we're already the witching hour anyway, so not a big deal. Wini will put a horror on Chuck. And Jackie will just take a horror on herself. Alright, and then Jackie will get Children of Elusia. Okay, this is a blank, because each serpent gets plus 1 fight and plus 1 evade, so not bad. Alright, so Wini is going to go, she's going to put Lucky Cigarette Case into play. We'll try to smash test so then we can get Pilfer and get the rest of the clues. Actually, we would still be short. We'll see what we can do. Alright, so action 1. Wini will, actually, we could lockpicks. We could go for an all-in play to try and get Pilfer. And get all the clues. Nah. We'll just get the Lucky Cigarette Case into play. Alright. We will then lockpicks for our second action. So we're at 6, 7, 8, 9 to beat 1. It's minus 5. Oh, that's no good. Should have used Jacqueline's ability. Alright, so we are at... so we succeed by 3. No. Succeed by 2. We'll still like a cigarette case in the top 2. My idea of getting Pilfer probably not going to happen. Okay, we get Nimble or Opportunist. Oh, we'll take the Opportunist. Crazy. Alright. You know, actually, we could still do this. We could still pull this off. Okay, we will lockpicks. We will commit All In and Opportunist. We will draw a card from those 2. And we get another copy of 3 Aces. Very nice. And then we are at, this is our other copy of lockpicks. We'll go ahead and we'll use Jacqueline's ability. So we are at 9, 10, 11, 12. Just trying to commit all in so we can try to get to Pilfer quickly. Alright, 0, -2, and 0. Well, should I use the Crystal Pendulum? Okay, so we get to look at 5 cards. We get the Opportunist back. Or we don't get to look at 5 cards, we draw 5 cards. So we draw Lucky Cigarette Case, Beta, Arrogance, Pilfer, and Sneak Attack. And we shuffle the Arrogance back into our deck. Alright, we will then, so we got the clue. We will then exhaust Chuck and spend 1 resource to play Pilfer. We will commit all of our copies of 3 Aces. We'll draw us a card because we committed 2 cards and we get Manual Dexterity. And we draw 3 cards from 3 Aces, which will be Sneak Attack, Manual Dexterity, and Nimble. And we will get 3 resources. Sorry, I was making that Pilfer fast because of Chuck can do that. And then we get the 3 clues. So we only need 1 more clue. Not bad. Although we're going to have to discard a ton of cards. That's okay. And we get the Pilfer back into her hand. Okay, and then Jacqueline will then... Oh, and we actually have our free Explorer for the Expedition Journal, so we'll do that. We get the Broken Passage. So when you explore while at the Broken Passage, you check your supplies. If you do not have a pickaxe, place 1 doom in the Broken Passage. Alright. And, oh wait, does this connect? Yeah, it does. Okay, that's great because we can put doom on it this round. And that's okay. There's no clues there. Alright. So I think it behooves Jacqueline to action 1. She'll move. Action 2, she'll explore, putting a doom on the Broken Passage. And she will get... Steps of Yoth does not connect, though. The Crumbling Precipice. Does that connect? It sure does. Okay, that's 4 shrouds, 0 clues. Forced. While you're attempting to explore while at Crumbling Precipice, test 4 willpower. If you fail, test 3 agility. If you fail, test 2 combat. If you fail, you fall to your death and are killed. Eek. Alright. I guess she'll go ahead and do the explore. Oh, wait, we've already used her ability. I think we'll explore next turn. I was just thinking I would like to have both Arbiter of Fates and, I mean, well, she's not going to fail. Yeah, we'll just use Arbiter of Fates. We'll explore. And so we are at 5, 6, 7. And we'll commit guts to this. 8, 9. Pulling 3 tokens. Alright. -5, -2, and 0. Oh, I should have... Crystal Pendulum. Okay, whatever. We'll take the 0. We pass. We get 2 from guts. We'll get a recharge and a recall the future. And we get to explore. So we get, okay, Perils of Yoth. It's a peril. You must either set Perils of Yoth aside out of play, this exploration fails, or you set it aside out of play, take horror damage equal to the current depth level, and continue exploring as if you had not drawn Perils of Yoth. Alright, so we will take the damage, which is 3 damage. We'll deny existence on that to heal 2 damage. And because we really don't want to, we don't want this exploration to fail, the Crumbling Precipice. So we keep going. So, you might have been laughing at me that I had the Steps of Yoth was not shuffled back in. I was looking everywhere for it, but I found it. So, we'll shuffle it back in. We'll give this another shot. I picked up this deck and I didn't have enough cards. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, we got the City of the Serpents. Does not connect. The Forked Path. 2 shroud. 4 clues. When you explore while at the Forked Path, check your supplies if you have a map. Continue drawing cards from the exploration deck until you have drawn 2 connecting locations if able. Put both of those locations into play and choose one to move to. And this is connected. Let's see. That's not connected to anything else. So do you have the clues we need? Alright. Wini will draw Arrogance, which we'll have to keep. we have to draw a bunch of cards. I don't think we need this.
This guy has a rope. Nope, they don't.
Actually, the slipways could be
This guy
useful.
does not have a rope. He or she must test
Slipway.
fight or
Well,
agility
ditch
5.
the sneak
If the
attack.
investigator fails, he or she must make it to the top. Makes it to the top, but suffers one physical
them
trauma
right now.
Exhaustion of the climb. So we're choosing Wini. And we're doing agility. We will commit manual dexterity, nimble, and
I think
arrogance.
we have to.
It gets us to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We definitely got to draw a card, which will be intel.
One of our manual dexterities.
Right. So we are at 10, B5. A good place. And then we get a resource. Alright, Jacqueline will draw internal injury. Okay, 9B5. I got 4. Take away. We advance the agenda. Deep below the earth. The path ahead is blocked by a sheer rock cliff. You start to
minus
search
2.
away when
7.
suddenly hisses
So
and
we
shrieks
succeed by 2.
emerge from behind.
Arrogance
you.
comes back to
The
hand.
area is bathed in an
We
orange
draw 2
firelight.
cards
The serpents are
from
coming.
the,
One of you must climb
so
to safety and pull the others up.
Grind.
Find the enemy that is in the pursuit area with the highest evade value and spawn at the location where the investigators began the stealth level. So that would be the Vengeful Serpent. Goes to the Caverns of Yoth. Alright, and then we can move to... Oh wait, we draw one more card, which is Sneak Attack. And then we move to... And we're there. Alright. Now we draw Encounter card. We get the new City of Blood. The caverns are no longer quiet. The angry cries of rattling serpent creatures is all around you now, urging you onward. The cavern's unnatural red glow becomes more intense. In this red light, the cities of Yoth take on another guise, no longer a source of hidden knowledge, but a place of animosity that resents your mere presence. Alright. And then Wini will draw our encounter card. It is the Eater of the Depths. You put a random set-aside location into play and spawn Eater of the Depths there. Hunter Massive. X is the current depth level. Well, that changes everything, probably. So it goes into the City of Serpents. It is connected to our location. It's not connected to any other location. Alright, so I think the map ends up looking like this. And this is a 3-shroud, 2-clue location. While it has no clues on it, it is considered to be in the victory display for the purposes of counting vengeance. Alright. Obviously, we want to kill this guy for VP. And we can get to the depths of Yoth from there, which I think is, yeah, is like the last card there.
Alright, Jacqueline will get the Lightless Shadow. It has 1 agility. It gets +1 difficulty where X is the current depth level. If you fail, take 2 damage. Right. So we are going at 2v4. And we get, okay, that's +1, so we still fail. We take 2 damage. Alright, so I was going to get these clues, but now we have to contend with the Eater of the Depths, which will backstab. Sure. Okay. So action 1, Wini will move in. Yeah, the depths comes on her. So he is a 5/6. We could backstab him twice actually. So we will we'll use Chuck Fergus to spend 1 resource and make it fast to play the sneak attack. You have to commit arrogance. So we are at 5v5. That is not great. Alright, we won't make it fast. So we move in, we play the sneak attack. We'll get the +2 boost here. No, we'll do it fast and we'll spend the resources. That's what it is. Okay. Maybe I just don't need to kill this guy that quickly. Let's back it up. So before we go in, we won't spend the 3 on the backstab. Alright. Rewinding all of this. We'll spend 3 resources. Action 1 for Gregory Gry. Okay, we will spend 2 resources for another copy of Lucky Cigarette Case. Last action, we'll move into the Eater of the Depths. And then we will evade we will use Chuck Fergus to play Slip Away. We can do it fast and free. We add our intellect to our agility value for evasion attempts. So we have to commit arrogance. Okay, so we're at his evade is 3. So we are at 5. We're at 5, 6, 5. We'll spend the 2 resources to boost by 2 instead. So 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7 from Gregory Gry, and we'll commit the opportunist to be 8. No, wait, we're adding our intellect. So we don't need to do that. Yeah. Alright, so we will go fast. We will go fast and free. We will commit the opportunist. No, we won't. Alright, so we're at 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 to beat 3 is pretty good. Okay, we auto-fail. Well, at least our arrogance is gone, but now we are risking taking a metric ton of damage. That is unfortunate. Of course I would auto-fail. Oh, I was going to Gregory Gry too. But I forgot to do that. Alright. Well, we can't do 6 damage. So, Wini's just got to eat it, I think. But she's got, she's kind of tanky. Alright, I think Jacqueline will just spend 2 actions to clear an internal injury. I think in order to be successful, no, we're going to spend 2 resources to play the Robes of Endless Night. Alright, and that's our 3 actions. Alright, so Wini has to take 3 damage. So she'll take 2 damage on her. She'll put 1 on Chuck. And then she'll put a horror on Gregory Gry. And 2 on herself. Alright, Wini will draw. She gets Opportunist. Nice to have 2 of those. And Jacqueline will get Arcane Initiate. That's might be good for the Horror Soak. Although we don't want to advance agendas, do we? Alright, 1 of 4 Doom, and Wini will get Creeping Poison, which just surges. Each investigator who's poisoned takes 1 damage, but neither poisoned. Okay. Then we get Serpent's Ire. If there's no serpent enemies in the pursuit, it gains Surge. Otherwise, find the serpent enemy in the pursuit with the highest fight value and spawn it engaged with you. Right, that would be the Pit Warden. If an enemy is spawned by this effect, you test Agility X, where Agility is X, that enemy's fight value. If you fail, that enemy immediately attacks you. Alright, so we have to test, this is the Pit Warden. It's been just 1, 4 for 1. And so if there are, let's see, fight values. So we're testing Agility 4. So we are at, this is actually painful. Okay, we're at 5, 6. We'll commit Opportunist and Opportunist. Be 7, 8. 8v4, we'll draw a card, which is Manual Dexterity. Okay, well that's pretty good. Alright, Elder Thing is -2. So that is fine. This doom is all gone here. Alright, so we pass. And we pass. We were at 8 before, we passed by 2. By 2. I don't know that we want to trigger our lucky cigarette cases yet. Right, so, does not attack us. Okay, and then we get Jacqueline will get Creeping Poison, just saw that. Surges into Children of Elusia. Put into play next to the agenda deck. Each serpent enemy gets +1 fight and +1 evade. At the end of the round, discard 1 copy of Children of Elusia from play. Alright. We still have the issue of the Eater of the Depths being a problem for us. Well, let's see what Wini can do. We will evade. No. Jacqueline will action 1. Move in. I think action 2. She will play Recharge on her Shriveling. level 2 recharge, she'll use her ability. Reveal 3 tokens. Pick 1. So, -3, Elder Sign, and Elder Thing. But we don't get the Elder Sign effect because of that. But anyway, we do get to add 3 charges to the shriveling. So, 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so that's done. Then we will shrivel the Eater of the Depths. We are at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to beat 5. I'll commit the Crystal Pendulum from our hand to be 10 versus 5. Okay. For the Elder Thing, we take another horror. But we do 2 damage to Eater of the Depths. Alright. Winnie, what can you do? Alright, the first thing we'll do is we will chuck Fergus, spending 1 for the backstab. Oh, these opportunities came back to hand, right? Alright, backstab. We will play it fast and cheap. We are at 6v5. With the manual dexterity to be 7, 8, 9, 5, 10, and 10v5, 11v5. We committed 2 cards, so we draw a nimble. Okay. We'll use Arbiter of Fates here. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 v5. Okay. -2, Elder Sign. We'll take the Elder Sign. We succeeded by 6, so we get all 3 cards back to our hand, although the Opportunist would have come back anyway. We draw 2 cards from the manual dexterity, which would be a backstab and 3 aces. We put 3 damage on the Eater of the Depths. And then, because we succeeded by 7, we'll commit. We'll exhaust this. Look at your cigarette case. Let's look through 7 cards twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll take 3 aces. And we'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll take 3 aces. Okay, we're going to punch him. We'll commit all 3 copies of 3 aces. We get to draw a card from that, which is, watch this. And then we will draw 3 cards from the 3 aces, which is Beta, Sneak By, and Gregory Gry, getting 3 resources. Eater of the Depths goes to the victory display. Alright, then we already used Chuck. Okay, we will, last action. I guess we will just evade, playing Sneak By to get 2 resources. I should be using Gregory Gry. I could have totally used him on the 3 aces, all this stuff. Anyway, I didn't, and we're gonna play it honest. We're evading with the Sneak By. We'll commit the Watch This. We'll commit, put 3 resources into Watch This. Put 3 from Gregory Gry. We'll commit Veda. And draw a card because we committed 2 cards. We get Reckless. It's going to eat our resources. We're evading. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 0. So we get 1, 2, 3 from Gregory Gry, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from Watch This, and then we lose 2 from Reckless. Wini will draw. Sneak attack. Okay. I gotta drop cards. We'll drop a Gregory Gry. Sneak attack. Is that all we have to draw? I guess we'll drop Intel Report. I don't see us using it. Man. Alright, and then Jacqueline will get a Spectral Razor. Alright, 2 Doom. Children of Bluesy goes away. Wini will draw Serpent Guardian. It spawns in the nearest location with at least 1 clue. It's aloof. While it's unengaged, the location gets +2 Shroud. While there are 3 or more Vengeance points in the victory display, it loses aloof and gains Hunter. Here, hanging out with us. Jacqueline will get Deep Dark. Put Deep Dark into play next to the agenda deck. No more than 1 clue may be discovered from each location by each investigator each round. Force at the end of the round, discard 1 copy of Deep Dark from play, max once per round. Okay, that's fine because we're only planning to get 1 clue anyway. So we will evade the Pit Warden, committing Reckless. And we'll use Jacqueline's ability here. We're at 6v1. We'll put 3 resources off of Gregory Gry. Oh, we're doing 3 from Jacqueline. Okay, 0, -1, and Skull. Take the 0. Reckless is gone. Pit Warden's evaded. We get 3 resources. Gregory Gry. Action 2, we'll just lock picks. Pretty happy with the cards we have in hand, so I'm not really going to be drawing more. We'll we're just investigating. Okay, we get +1. Alright. We get a clue. That's all the clues we need. I'll take the free Explorer with the Expedition Journal, which is going to be the Depths of Yoth. Steps of Yoth. Depths of Yoth is the scenario we're playing. And here we are. Alright. And then Jacqueline will just action 1 move. Action 2, she'll spend 2 resources to play Recall the Future. And she'll draw a card for her last action. She gets Clairvoyance. Wini will draw Anything You Can Do Better. And Jacqueline will draw Olive. Alright. And then at the end of the round, we will spend all our clues. And I will set the next thing up, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're at the last step level. Let's see what we got. Alright, we got the Forked Path. 2 Shroud. 4 clues. While you explore the Forked Path, check your supplies if you have a map. Continue to draw cards from the exploration deck until you've drawn 2 connecting locations available. Put both those locations to play and choose 1 to move on. So, who has the map? That's Jacqueline. This is the last depth level. So Harbinger comes out very soon. Let's see how fast we can go, right? Alright. Alright, 3 or 4 doom. And we get Bathophobia, test 1 willpower. This test gets plus X difficulty as the current death level. If you fail, take 2 horror. We don't really care about this, but whatever. We're at 1v5. Well, we have 3 horror actually. So we'll commit 2 copies of Opportunist and anything you can do better. So, and we'll use Jacqueline's ability. So that gets us to 6, 7, 8, 9 to beat 5. That's okay. Okay. Auto fail, Elder Thing, and -1. So the Elder Thing and -1 will cause us to pass. That's -3, right? Because the Elder Thing is -2, right? Alright, so -3, we were at 6. So we lose our 2 opportunists, sadly. Oh, wait. I forgot to draw a card. I won't do it. I won't retcon that. But that's a very disappointing thing. To have committed all that and to lost. Alright. So we lost all those cards, but we 2 horror would have been really bad, but it puts us very close to being dead. So Pit Warden, okay, it spawns in the pursuit area. All right, so we want to get all these clues and get out of here, but actually Jacqueline would kind of like to do that. And I think she can. Action 1. Oh, but I wanted to play the Arcane Initiate this round. Alright, that's fine. It's just not realistic. Okay, so Wini will action 1. She'll do a lockpicks. Action 1. No. Okay. She will use Chuck. And she'll discount 1, 2. Yeah. May not have done this right earlier, but I don't know that resources has been a huge thing. And we'll do this. We'll just take an action, discount by 2, get the 2 boost. So we are at on Pilfer. So we're at 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do it fast and not take the boost. So we're 5, 6, and we'll go 7, 8, 9 with manual dexterity. I'm going to use Arbiter of Fates here. Wow, I did it again. Okay, so that's -4, so we're at 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We still succeed. Plenty. We'll get the Pilfer back in our hand. We get 2 cards from the manual dexterity, which will be quick thinking, and watch this. I still forgot Crystal Pendulum. We get 3 clues. We will exhaust the Lucky Cigarette case to draw the last card in our deck. Just quick thinking. Well, now we'll use the lockpicks. We will commit quick thinking and sneak attack to this. Drawing 1 card, which gives us a horror. I should have used Gregory Grai. We'll just kill off Gregory Grai instead. Which I forgot to use. Apparently I'm just getting really tired. So we drew and we get a nimble. Alright. We're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. To be 2. Elder Sign. Okay. We'll take both of those cards back into our hand. We get an action back from the quick thinking. We do get the clue. And we succeeded. We were at, well, we said 9. We succeeded 10. We succeeded by 8. So we'll exhaust the exterior case. That's the reason I used one of the exterior cases, is so I'd be able to, since her deck was almost, her deck had 1 card left in it. Cycling your deck, now I get to look through the top 8 to get something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we'll take the Opportunist, which will just give us some persistent card draw. We'll use the Expedition Journal. Explore, we'll get the Bright Canyon, which does connect. To Shroud for clues. After you enter it, if you're poisoned, take 1 damage. You can check your supplies. If you have Binoculars, you can discover 2 clues, which we know Wini does. All right. So she will use her first action to discover 2 clues. Easily enough. Oh, there's 2 more clues. Did I not do that right last time? I wonder. Did I cheat earlier? I hope not. I don't think so. Alright, we will lockpicks. We will commit sneak attack and opportunist. Draw a card. We get reckless. -3. So we get a clue. Opportunist comes back to hand. Yeah, we don't really have a good way to clear reckless, but I guess we don't care. We'll just investigate again. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to throw away cards anyway. But do I really want to lose an opportunist? I can get another one. Okay. We'll investigate. We're at 3 to be 2. We'll commit a quick thinking and an opportunist, and we'll draw a card. Just watch this. We won't get the extra action for the quick thinking. -3. We were at 3, 4, 5. We actually pass. We don't pass by enough to keep the opportunist, but we still get the clue. So that's good. Alright, we're at 8 clues. That's fine. For her full turn. Alright. Oh, and then she loses 2 resources. Alright, so the first thing is Jacqueline will take an action to put down the Arcane Initiate. We'll put a Doom on her because we're going to advance anyway. We'll use the Arcane Initiate to do 1, 2, 3, looking for spell. I'll take a Shriveling. Alright, action 2, we'll do the Explore, which is we get to draw until you have 2 connecting locations. So we'll do that. She has the map, so we get the Crumbling Precipice, does connect. And we get the Perils of Yoth, which we will just take damage and deny the damage to heal her 2 damage. keep going. We get the city streets. Okay. Okay, Crumbling Precipice we already went over. That's all the tests. City streets. Our City of Serpents is has no clues on it. It's considered to be in the victory display for vengeance purposes, and there's 2 clues. We already have all the clues we need. So we'll choose to go to the Crumbling Precipice. And then we have one last action, right? Yeah. We will explore. Did we already use Arbiter of Fates? Alright, we'll explore. Yeesh. Kind of scary. Alright, we're at 4 willpower. We're at 5, 6, 7. We'll exhaust this even though I forget to do it. We'll say we're going to pull in -2. We're going to call the future on the skulls. So we're at 5, 6, 7 before, up by 3. We'll commit clairvoyance to be up by 4. So we don't need to do the skulls, actually. We'll do the... because we're up by 4. We'll do the 5, 6, 7, 8 with the clairvoyance. 8 before, and we'll recall in the -5. We're still going to say -2, though. Actually, we're going to say 0. Hey, cool. We get to draw a card, which is Dark Future. Awesome. Anyway, we get to keep doing the explore. We get Steps of Yoth goes there. Wini will draw Beta. We have to get rid of a card. We'll get rid of. Oh, watch this. Jacqueline will get another Recall the Future. So, the agenda advances. Okay. The Serpent's Pursuit. The shrill noise of 100 snake rattles suddenly erupts throughout the caverns. You have crossed into territory that humanity was never meant to enter. The ear-splitting alarm pierces your eardrums and causes your ears to bleed. Your senses are overwhelmed, and you cover your ears in vain. You cannot hear your own thoughts. Finally, the warning ends, and you are left with the uncontrollable urge to flee. However, you know that if you fled now, your actions would endanger all of humanity. Bravely, or perhaps foolishly, you press onward. If the Harbinger is set aside, move it into the pursuit area. Alright, let me go grab her. Pursuit area is getting mighty busy. Alright, and then find the enemy in the pursuit area with the highest evade value and spawn it at the location where the investigators began the step level. She has 10 damage on her, so her evade value is 2. But we can still spawn her at where, yeah. No, we can spawn the Vengeful Serpent. Sure, we'll do the Vengeful Serpent here. Cool, alright. So that's where we're at. Alright, and then we get Fury that shakes the earth. The serpents have stirred up something much larger and more deadly than anything you have faced in this journey. Pale, sweaty, and terrified, you scurry for any exit. Forced, after the third doom is placed in this agenda, find the enemy that is in the pursuit area with the highest evade value and spawn at the location when the investigators began this death level, and it's a 5 doom threshold. Alright, Wini will get for her encounter card, she gets a Pit Warden. Okay, so it's if Yig is in play, spawn Pit Warden at Yig's location, otherwise place it in the pursuit area. So it goes to the pursuit area. Alright, and Jacqueline will get Curse of Yig, -1 combat, -1 health, and test 2 willpower. Alright, so it is time for Wini. Wini will action 1, move. The Vengeful Serpent is on her. She will evade, committing Nimble and Quick Thinking. So she is at 5, 6, 7, 8 to be 2. She'll draw a card. Step away. Second action. Okay, that is -4. So we succeed by 2. Right? Yep. These guys have faded. This goes back in. And we get to move twice from Nimble. And then we just pass the rest of our turn. And Jacqueline will pass. Oh, I should have done the Dark Future test before. No, we should have done it before, I guess. No, because that was on, I don't remember. And Jacqueline will do it now. She'll use her ability to reveal 7 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we got the Elder Sign, so it doesn't matter. These are the tokens. Put it in the wrong area, but alright. So we cleared Dark Future. This guy readies. We'll just do upkeep real quick. We get Gregory Gry. Jacqueline will get Guts. And then we'll spend Blues. And we will advance. And because current depth level is 5, then we get to go to R2. So they cleared it. Pretty short order. We didn't have to worry about Yig. I mean, I could have hung around to kill Yig, but quite honestly, I'm just tired. So anyway, we did get the 3 victory points in the from the enemies, and we'll see what we got from, there were actually clues here on the City of Serpents. I didn't get those clues. We didn't get those vengeance points. We got no vengeance, so we're still hovering at 9, which is a pretty good place to be. So anyway, that was the long but enjoyable Depths of Yoth. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I will see you next time on Winging It.